This has been a particularly fascinating month for me. A lot of gacha games have been in the red, the negative, and down quite substantially from last month's earnings. We also saw the #1 gacha game change. We saw several new additions to this list, and Tower of Fantasy make only $600,000 on mobile. Its lowest point to date. I can truly say this has genuinely been very exciting to watch how things unfold and seeing where each respective gacha game fell over the course of the last month, especially given, once again, that there were so many gacha games that were in the red this month, but that is following last month, which also saw a significant number of gacha games in the red as well. And while I have covered every single one of these games in detail, and I urge you to go ahead and check those videos out, seriously, I need the views. Nothing is more important than knowing how our favorite gacha games are doing. Hey, my name is Stix, and welcome back to another monthly recap of how your favorite gacha games are doing on a month-by-month basis. These stats, like always, are purely mobile. They do not include PC stats and also disregard Chinese revenue, just for reference, since full Chinese revenue is never disclosed publicly. If you're interested in gacha releasing this month, new gacha to try out, I have a dedicated video exclusively for that you can find linked below or at the end of this video. Now let's go ahead, jump in, and see how things turned out. Let's start this off with the gacha game that came in at #1, and let me tell you, this is going to shock you, as this game has never been included in a revenue video ever. Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail? Wait, no, I'm reading that incorrectly, aren't I? Oh, yep, no, I am. Yeah, that says Honkai Star Rail, but it's with a J and red, Spanish, so the J becomes an A, Honkai Star Rail. I read that incorrectly, that was my bad. Star Rail comes in with $44 million and 1.4 million downloads globally, or $81 million and 1.8 million downloads, including China. And I know I said I'm not going to include China, but for the games that do disclose their revenue and do disclose downloads, I will be including them, but separately. This is up from last month's $40 million and 1.5 million new downloads. Genshin Impact comes in at #2 with $38 million and 2.7 million new downloads. This is down slightly from last month's $39 million and 2.6 million downloads, but totaling China brings it up to $71 million and 3.4 million new downloads. And for the first time, I think, all year, that is every gacha game that managed to earn over $20 million, which is kind of shocking given last month I believe we had, 8? And previous months we had at least 5 to 6. Before we discuss where the remainder of our gacha ended up though, allow me to thank our incredible patrons over on Patreon. Your guys' support is why I can make videos like this every month, and I deeply appreciate. God, it is late. I appreciate y'all being there for me. Third place, Fate Grand Order, which always seems to either fall in at 3 through 5. This month, managing $19 million and 140,000 new downloads. This is down from last month's $28 million and 130,000 new downloads. Coming in at #4 is Musume with $19 million and 30,000 new downloads. This is down from last month's $37 million and 50,000 new downloads. Raid Shadow Legends takes the #5 spot, and I think this is like the first time in 2023 that Raid Shadow Legends has actually been in the top 5. Which is just a shock to me. But it made it to the #5 spot with $15 million and 400,000 new downloads. This is on par with last month's $15 million and 600,000 new downloads. NIKKE comes in at #6 this month with $13 million and 170,000 new downloads. This is down from last month's $32 million and 600,000 new downloads. Interestingly, Project Sekai comes in at #7 with $12.1 million and 950,000 new downloads. Yet, like, dude, what are they all downloading the game for? Did it just release somewhere in Europe or in the West where they're literally significantly, like, several times more interest in the game than before? Anyway, this is up from last month's $7.7 million and 360,000 new downloads. Number 8 was claimed by Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle with $11 million and 360,000 new downloads. This is down quite significantly from last month's $40 million. Yeah, $40 million and over 1 million new downloads, making it the number 1 most popular gacha at the time. And number 9 is Blue Archive with $10.7 million and 170,000 new downloads. This is up from last month's $9.8 million and 170,000 new downloads. Blue Archive has rarely dipped below $10 million at any month in 2023, which is crazy. And that is it for gacha games that earned above $10 million, which is pretty ridiculous. 9 games managed to fall under this category in the last month, which is a first for me. Just last month, 6 games fell in the earned above $30 million category alone. This by no means means that other gacha games are doing poorly. On the contrary, many gacha games are still managing to accumulate millions of dollars and are critical successes. Summoner's War came in at number 10 with $8 million and 70,000 new downloads. This is on par with last month's $8 million and 130,000 new downloads. At number 11, we have a newcomer, Atelier Resiliana, which I always butcher the name of, or at least I'm assuming I butchered the name of, with $8 million and 200,000 new downloads, a Japan exclusive. It's always surprising to see how much money Japanese gacha games make when they release, when they have such a small player base comparatively. At number 12 is Diablo Immortal with $8 million and 200,000 new downloads. This is up from last month's $7 million and 200,000 new downloads. It's legitimately crazy how this game remains online and retains a target audience this large when everyone I know and everywhere I look, people are making fun of it and criticizing it. A shock to no one, Memento Mori raises back to number 13 with $7 million and 100,000 new downloads. This is up from last month's $5 million and 70,000 new downloads. Dragon Ball Legends comes in at number 14 with $7 million and 1 million new downloads. This is on par with last month's $7 million and 1 million new downloads. The 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross took a hold of number 15 with a nice $6.5 million and 40,000 new downloads. This is up quite a bit from last month's $4.4 million and 240,000 new downloads. Heaven Burns Red comes in at number 16 with $5 million and 20,000 new downloads. This is down from last month's $6 million and 30,000 new downloads. Like always, this is a Japanese exclusive, so it is very impressive. One Piece Bounty Rush claimed number 17 with $4.7 million and 1.1 million new downloads. This is down from last month's $13 million and 1.4 million new downloads. At number 18 comes Reverse 1999 with over $4 million and millions of new downloads. But then again, that was its launch month, so it makes sense. Still a great month for the game, all things considered, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. Approaching the end of Chapter 4, sadly, and I still don't have Eternity. Fire Emblem Heroes comes in at number 19 with $4 million and 19,000 new downloads. This is on par with last month's $4 million and 30,000 new downloads. And finally, number 20, Epic 7 with $3 million and 60,000 new downloads. This is down from last month's $5 million and 130,000 new downloads. And that makes up the top 20 gacha games in terms of downloads and earnings for the last month. I'm sure some of you are as surprised as I am with a few of the games listed here. It was genuinely shocking seeing Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle fall from number 1 to barely top 10 in a single month. But at the same time, it was also surprising to me seeing that there was absolutely no inclusion of Arknights, no Azure Lane, no Punishing Gray Raven, no Honkai Impact. Seeing almost every single gacha game be down in terms of revenue this month compared to last month, I guess we're all just prepping for the December splurge. There are only 2 games that made over $20 million or $30 million this month. This is one of the first months that this has happened all year. Tower Fantasy, for the second month in the last 3 months, dropped below $1 million, earning a mere $600,000, disregarding PC console in China. But this list excludes those options for almost every other game, with the exception of Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact, which have publicly trackable numbers, so it is for the most part fair. This is Tower Fantasy's lowest point pretty much ever, so that's concerning. Seeing other popular high-quality gacha like Ether Gazer and Path to Nowhere continuing to struggle is also sad, but I mean, you know, at least in the case of Path to Nowhere, it's making more than Tower Fantasy. Now, if none of those games look like games you'd be interested in, then I have you covered with 2 videos on screen right now that you should totally check out.